Bakit wala kang calculator, Gabi?
Broke.
You're using it in your physics, if I'm not mistaken. It's very needed in your physics class.
Yeah,
Sabihin
I
mo
use
na kay
Google
Teacher
Chrome.
Archie. Sabihin mo kay Teacher Archie, si Gabi, nag-Google Chrome lang ng answer in physics.
What? Well, yeah, I calculated on Google.
Teacher Archie, nag-Google lang daw si Gabi ng answer sa physics. Hindi nagko-compute.
Shh, quiet, shush. You're saying too
Ay,
loudly.
nako, Gabi.
You're speaking too loudly. Chill out. Chill out.
Paras ba kayo ni Paulo ng ginagawa?
Yes, sir.
Ah. Sasabihin ko nga kay Teacher Archie. Teacher Archie, pabawasan ng
Hala.
10 points ang grade ni Gabi at saka ni Paulo.
Oh, this is fine. Bring me down. Bring Paolo down with me. Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, let's go back to our discussion, which is the permutation and combination. Determining the probability using our permutation and also using our combination. So permutation, when you say permutation, kapag gagamitin ang permutation in solving for the probability of a problem, if the problem has an order or a placement is very important. An arrangement or listing in which order or placement is important is what we call permutation. Just like in identifying the top 3 in your test. That is the arrangement, the order of a placement of your name according to your grade is very important to identify which one is the first honor, which one is the second honor. So in permutation, kapag ang order or the placement of the arrangement is important, we classify it as permutation. Just like what we have here in the example, a combination of luck. For example, 31, 5, 17 is not the same as 17, 31, and 5. Diba sa luck, kapag 13, 5, 17 ang password mo, hindi siya same with 17, 31, and 5 because it's incorrect. So the arrangement of the number in that password is important. That's why we classify this combination or this example as permutation. We have the formula that we use for permutation. Formula for our permutation is permutation is equal to n factorial divided by n factorial
There's
minus
exclamation marks in math. What is going on? More like question marks. More like question marks, because that's what my mind's filled with. Question right now.
Question mark na lang, wag lang exclamation point for the formula.
Question
That's not
mark
exclamation
alone.
point, that's factorial. In permutation.
Factorial. Send me to the factory.
Okay, that is factorial, not exclamation point. So that is the formula where n stands for the total number and R stands for the selected number in the problem. So that is what we have in our formula, which is n is equal to total number and R is equal to selected number. Pero kung meron kang scientific calculator, just input the n and the R, the value for your n, and the value for your R, you will already have your answer. But kung walang scientific calculator, the n factorial, for example, the n factorial that we have, or n, is equal to 10. Kung walang scientific calculator, ganito ang gagawin. We have 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 2 until 1. Okay? Walang scientific calculator. Hanapin ang product starting from 10, kung 10 ang number na given, until 1, divided by the difference of factorial that we have. So, n, kung ang r mo is 3, so 10 minus 3 is 7. So, 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1.
What
Okay?
is this subject?
Kung wala ka scientific calculator, kaya mag-scientific calculator na lang. Because you're just going to input 10 and 3. And then you have already your answer. Okay, let's have an example in computing our permutation. For example, we have this problem. The manager of a coffee shop needs to hire 2 employees. One to work at the counter and the one to work at the drive-through window. Sarah, Medjan, Trisha, and Jeff all applied for a job. How many possible ways are there for the manager to place the applicants? So meron tayong 4 applicants. That is, go to the shop, coffee shop, for the hiring 2 employees. So merong dalawang vacant for a 2 employees, one for the counter and the other one for a drive-through window. The question is, how many possible ways are there for the manager to place the applicants? So that means the name of the applicants, the 4 applicants that we have, is being considered. The arrangement of the name. The name of the applicants we have is Sarah, Netchen, Trisha, and Jeff. So, yan ang mga name ng applicants. Dalawa ang bakante. We have 2 vacant spot in coffee shop. One at the counter and one at the drive-thru. So we're going to classify. The manager need to classify ano ang pwedeng combination of 2 applicants from this 4 can be hired as a counter, at a counter and at a drive-thru. So pwedeng combination of Sarah and Medjen, or Sarah and Trisha, Sarah or Jeff. So that's for the combination for Sarah. A combination kung ma-high si Merjen as a counter, pwede ang maging partner niya si Sarah, si Trisha, and si Jeff. That's the combination that we can have. A pair if si Medjen ang ma-hire at the counter. Kung si Trisha ang ma-hire at the counter, ang pwede niyang maging pair sa drive-thru is si Sarah, si Medjen, at saka si Jeff. At kung si Jeff ang ma-hire for the counter, ang pwede niyang ma-pair is si Sarah, si Medjen, and si Trisha. So looking here at this example, as you can see, kapag yung isang applicant is already being hired on one position, kagaya kay Sarah, hindi na siyang pwedeng i-hire for another position which is the drive-thru. Okay? That's why the order or the list is very important. Ibig sabihin, sa permutation, hindi pwedeng may maulit. Okay? If one of the given is already listed, hindi na siya pwedeng maulit, kagaya ng salak. Kapag meron ka ng number na 5, hindi na pwedeng ulitin si 5. Okay? That is what we can consider as permutation. Given that we have 4 applicants in this problem, that means our N is equal to 4. Since that is the total number of applicants that we have in the problem. And our R, or the selected number, is 2. Kasi dalawa lang ang i-hire na employee from these 4 applicants that we have. So using the formula for our permutation, so permutation is equal to n factorial divided by n minus r factorial. So our n is 4 divide. So 4 minus 2 factorial is equal to 4 factorial over 2 factorial. So let's solve. If you have scientific calculator, just input. Mauuna si n sa pag-input to scientific calculator. So 4. And then click your NTR. Kung meron to scientific calculator nyo, after you press 4. And then the value of 2, which is the value of R, which is 2. So dapat ganito ang lalabas sa calculator, ha? 4P2. Before you click the equal
Where's that
sign.
letter on the keyboard? Where's that letter on the keyboard? Letter P.
4P2
Okay.
ang lalabas sa screen ng scientific calculator nyo.
Let me try
i-click
4P2.
ang equal sign. So you will have
4P2
an answer
permutation.
which is equal to 12. Parehas ba tayo ng sagot? 12 ang lumabas sa calculator nyo for the permutation.
Yes.
Teacher, where do I find, where's that?
You press first 4. Si 4 mo nang ipipress. May NPR ka dyan. Do you have NPR?
NTR?
NPR.
NPR.
Yeah, NPR. 4 shift
Oh.
NPR.
Oh, yeah.
Shift,
Okay.
escape, control.
And then
V,
2.
Get lost.
Then
2.
click equal sign.
You're lost.
Then you have 12. 12
Then
na
you turn
lumabas
off the
sa'yo, Job?
calculator.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
So
what
we
I-
have the permutation, which is equal to 12. Kung walang scientific calculator,
No.
isolve ng isa-isa
Teacher,
ito.
teacher. I wrote on Google 4 exclamation 2 exclamation mark and I got 12. So does that mean
Hindi kita mapagamitin ng
you
Google.
just want me to have to type 10, 9, 8, 7?
We have, if you don't have scientific calculator, you're going to multiply 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 divided by 2 times 1 will be resulted to 12. Okay, so that is for our permutation. So even though you don't need to solve, kahit wag nang mag-solve for the permutation kahit wala na to, since you have your scientific calculator, you can proceed with your answer already. Basta tama ang paglagay ng N, wag babalik na din, wag ipag-interchange si R at saka si N in your scientific calculator. Kasi kapag inuna si R, in-input in your scientific calculator, you will be having different answer. Let's have another example for our permutation probability. So for example, we have to find the permutation of this problem, which is 10, P is 6. What will be the permutation or the probability using permutation that we have on the screen, which is 10, P6 equals to Ano ang nasa calculator
How do I
niya?
type that in exclamation form? Exclamation mark form. What's that in
In
exclamation mark form?
In exclamation
Did you
form,
just
you
try to hit
have
me?
10 exclamation over 10
Ah.
minus 6 exclamation.
Oh.
For you to input it since wala kang calculator. Talaga. So you
Wait,
have
whatever
10
number is
factorial over
before.
4 factorial. In the scientific calculator, just input 10. Shift P6 is equal to 151,200. Parehas pa tayo ng sagot? Same ba ng sa calculator niya? Yes. Okay.
Scientific calculator, it says that, yeah.
Tama ba sa'yo, Gabi? Kay Google Calculator?
Yes.
Okay.
Di ba scientific? Google scientific.
Google Scientific. Let's try this one. For example, we have this problem. We need to find the probability using the permutation on this problem that we have. A computer program requires the user to enter a 7-digit registration code made up of the digits 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. Each number has to be used, and no number can be used more than once. So this is our problem. How many is the total numbers that we have in this problem? Ilan yung choices from the 7 code that we can create to register in the computer? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Meron tayong 7 choices of number. And we need to create a 7-digit registration. So our R is also 7. So permutation equals to 7 factorial over 7 minus 7 factorial. So if we're going to solve this one, 7 factorial over 0 factorial. 0 factorial is equal to, if we have the 0 factorial, ang equivalent to 0 factorial is 1. Okay. The same with the theory of exponent. Kapag 0 ang exponent of a number, it's already equal to 1. So it's the same with your factorial. If you have 0 factorial, that means it's equal to 1. So we're going to have permutation. Ilan ang value ni permutation 7? What is the value? How many combination of 7-digit number we can have? What is the value of the 7 factorial?
5,040 on my scientific calculator. 5,040.
5,040. So we have 5,040 that we can create, or a combination of 7-digit number that we have here on the screen to register as a code for our computer program. So that is 5,040. So ganyan lang po ang pag-solve for permutation. Okay? As long as you can identify in the problem if the order or the arrangement is important. Okay? Kailangan mo nang i-identify kung important ba ang arrangement or hindi. Kapag hindi important ang arrangement, that is combination. But if the arrangement is important, that is permutation. Okay po? So let's proceed with combination. Questions about permutation? May tanong pa ba sa permutation? Wala na. So let's proceed with permutation. So, combination. In combination, an arrangement or listing in which order is not important. So that is the difference with what we talk about permutation. Since a permutation, ang order or arrangement or the listing is important, while in combination, the arrangement or the list or the order of the item or the number is not important. That is what we call combination. For example, if you are choosing 2 salad ingredients from a list of 10, the order in which you choose the ingredients does not matter. So kahit alin ang una mong isulat as an ingredient of this 2 salad, hindi maapektuhan ng result that you can create a salad. Okay? So that is an example of a combination. We have the formula for combination, which is n factorial over n minus r times the r factorial. In your scientific calculator, that is NCR, the combination. The same meaning for the value of n and r. N stands for the total number, and R stand for the selected number. That is the formula for combination. Okay. For example, we have this problem. The students of Mr. Pan's seminar class had to choose 4 out of the 7 people who were nominated to serve on the student council. How many different groups of students could be selected? So that is the problem. So we have a seminar from Mr. Pan, and we need to choose 4 out of the 7 people who will be nominated to serve on the student council. So in this student council, hindi binanggit kung anong position. Okay? So the position is not mentioned. That means the order of the name of the people that we're going to choose is kahit anong order, kahit mauna. For example, the name of the student or the name of the people that we're going to choose is yung mga pangalan nyo. 7 ba kayo dito? Sige. For example, we have Job, we have Chloe, Gabby, Paulo, Charles, and Bernadette. Walang isa. Sige, lagay natin si Gab. Okay. So for example, yan yung 7 people na nag-attend sa seminar. And these 7 people need to choose 4 people that will be included in the student council. Since sinabi lang na mag-i-include sa student council, hindi binanggit kung anong position ang ilalagay in the student council. But if we have in the problem, it's indeed mentioned in the problem that the position that they're going to join is the president, the vice president, the secretary, or a treasurer, magiging permutation ang problem. Okay? Kung binanggit kung anong posisyon ilalagay yung 4 na pipiliin. Since hindi binanggit kung anong posisyon ilalagay yung 4 na pipiliin natin, from these 7 people, that is considered as combination. Okay? Kasi walang order. Kahit mauna si Job na isulat mo, kung gusto mo si Job na pumasok sa student council, walang problema. Okay? So since it's a combination, so we're going to use the formula that we have for combination, which is combination is equal to n factorial over n minus r factorial multiplied to r factorial. So our n has a value of 7. Since 7 people ang pagpipilian natin. That's from our given. And the R is 4. Apat lang ang kukunin natin from that 7 people that we have. So we have n, which is 7 factorial, over n is 7 minus 4 factorial, multiplied to 4 factorial. Using your scientific calculator, just input 7 NCR and then 4. You will already have the answer, which is equal to how many combination of 4 people we can have?
840.
840?
840.
840 daw according to Charles. What about the others? 840 din ba sa inyo?
35.
Is it 840 din sa inyo? Charles, the 840 is P. You use the, wag nang i-shift. Wag mo nang i-shift yung NCR. When we are solving for the N for combination, NCR lang ang gagamitin. But if you're going to shift it, it will be equal to 840. That's permutation, the 840. Wag i-shift sa scientific calculator si NCR. Just click NCR. What's the answer in your scientific calculator? 7 NCR and then 4.
35, sir.
35. So we have a 35 combination of a people that we can include in the student council. Okay? So that is for our combination. Okay, let's have another example for a combination problem. Okay, now with this one, can I clear the screen? Okay, let's have another one. For example, we have this problem. Okay, so let's use your Discover Education to have this problem that we have. So for example, at one of its matches, a professional soccer team gave out a single program to each of the 20,000 fans who attended. Every program has a different 5-digit number printed on the page 18. And the team will show 3 of the numbers on its scoreboard during halftime. The fans who made these numbers in their programs will each receive a prize. Is there enough information given to classify this situation as one involving a combination or a permutation. So given the word problem that we have on the screen, is it classified as a permutation or a combination? Permutation ba or combination ang problem na meron tayo sa screen? Is the arrangement of the number to win from the fans is important or not?